Hey, it's Anna Catherine, and I'm here to teach you today a few tricks on how to successfully source luxury designer items at your local thrift store, secondhand stores, or consignment stores. Then take those items home, clean them up, polish them up a little bit, no pun intended, actually, kinda, and then utilize the platform called the RealReal, which is a wonderful company that I'm going to tell you all about on how to utilize their process, their business model, so that you can then make some extra money. And you don't have to worry about all the things that us resellers absolutely dread doing, which then end us up with what we call death piles. Trust me, you don't want to see mine. And I'm trying to make some money, and I don't want to see these sitting any longer, because I'm sure that all these shoes I've got in front of me would look absolutely beautiful on somebody. So let's get them out of here. Let's get them cleaned up, and let me show you exactly how to do that. Then I'll walk you through the process on how the RealReal works and how easy it is to get these items off your hand, get these items from your death pile, out of your death pile. You can then go out and go do some more sourcing and shopping, and then just wait for the money to roll on in. So stay tuned to find out how to do this. You might be wondering, what makes Anna Catherine so qualified when it comes to sourcing luxury designer items? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what qualifies me. In my professional full-time job, real job, daytime job, 8 to 5, I am a procurement manager. Supply chain procurement, been there, done that, experienced it all for the past 5 to 6 years in the construction and manufacturing industries. You're wondering, okay, well, how does that relate to luxury designer items? It doesn't exactly, but it does to an extent. Also, I'm not going to lie. I personally don't own, I've never purchased and gone into a luxury designer store such as Prada, Dior, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and purchased an item myself. Because, let's be honest, that's just not the type of means that I have or I ever grew up with. However, I've got an eye, and my eyes aren't that great, but I've got good eyes when it comes to sourcing and finding these items, and I'm going to give you some tips on how you can identify these and what to look out for. So, when it comes to sourcing and just being in procurement, the reason why I mention that is because we have fakes a lot of the time, and it doesn't just come to fashion. We're not just talking about fashion, we're talking about electronics, all sorts of other things. There are companies, foreign companies in particular, in various regions all over the world that thrive on the fake and the, the replica business. So they're really great at making replicas, and I've seen some really great replicas. I myself have been tricked into buying what I thought was a luxury designer item at the time, but it really was a replica. I'll see if I can find those and show those in another video. But I've now honed in my skills to be able to identify exactly the real designer luxury items. So this is going to help you. So you've already got that out of the way. So you're making sure when you send these items to the RealReal, which is the end goal, to help you make money. So you don't have to be the reseller and take the pictures, measure them, all that good stuff, list them online. You don't have to worry about that. All you have to be good at doing is finding the items. So that's what I'm going to teach you. So let's talk about finding items. I'm not an expert yet. I'm still doing my studying, but certain brands have serial numbers to identify those items as real. So if we take, for instance, this pair of Gucci kitten heels, which this is the first pair of Gucci that I've ever found at a thrift store in my life, so I was pretty pumped, and I'm still pumped, and it's been a week, and I'm still pumped. You can find on here, and I can identify that there is a serial number. The serial number on these is 112500, and then it's got the size afterwards. So it's right here inlaid on the inside of the heel. This would be the same thing when it comes to designer luxury bags. I myself don't own one personally, but yes, I can look on YouTube and study up, and that's what I've been doing. And I've seen friends that have them. I know what the serial number is. Actually, I take that back. Your girl found a Fendi bag. That's a whole nother story we'll talk about in another video, but I found a Fendi bag at one of the most the scariest Goodwill I've ever been to in my life. And what I mean by that is the area of town that I was in was one, and I'm not kidding. I shouldn't have been going there by myself, honestly, because it was right next to a Walmart, and that Walmart was the hub for crime, for sex trafficking, for kidnapping, for murders. I mean, the road in general is just known for bad things to happen. And so you wouldn't expect a luxury designer Fendi bag to be at this Goodwill. And that's a big misconception a lot of people have. So for those of you saying or thinking in your head, there's no way, Anna Catherine, that there's luxury designer items at my local thrift store. It doesn't have to be a Goodwill. I don't care where you live. Yes, there are. You just have to look. And you have to be consistent in going out and sourcing. You're not going to find something every time. Okay? So let's get that through. Let's get that through your head right now. You're not going to. However, if you stay consistent and you stay patient and you keep your eyes always open and always looking and scanning, you'll find it. And once you do, it's just going to keep happening. So, Fendi bag for another day. But that's just to go to show to you that it doesn't have to be in a rich area of town for you to find those items. When it comes to donating items, they get moved around to different thrift stores. You can donate at one, it may end up in another state. I go to another thrift store here locally. She gets items all the way from California, New York. I'm here in South Carolina. So, I don't know how she gets them. Who knows? She just gets them is all I know. Back to sourcing. So, let's talk about that. So, we just mentioned the serial number. Another thing that we're going to talk about is often, I would say 99 to 100% of the time, they're going to label on here where they're made. We're talking Italy. We're talking Spain. We're talking nice luxury manufacturing. We're not talking China. If this on here does not indicate, where it's manufactured as far as country of origin, then let's stay away from that. So these Gucci's are made in Italy. We've got the Ferragamos. These are made in Italy as well, this particular pair. I think most of them are all made in Italy for Ferragamo as far as what I found personally. Maybe they do some Spain. Stuart Weitzman, these are made in Spain. Also have got a leather sole. That brings up another great tip is flip over the shoe and almost 100% of the time you're going to have a leather sole featured on the bottom. So another good thing to look for. In general, when it comes to scanning and looking for these luxury designer items, you do have to look through them all. And sometimes your eyes will play tricks on you and you'll be like, oh my gosh, that's got to be a pair of such and such. And then you look a little bit closer at the brand and it may just be Anne Klein or Liz Claiborne. Nothing wrong with those brands. I just don't believe that the RealReal buys those brands. And for the purposes of this video, that's not what we're talking about. So, I happened to actually source all of these shoes at the same exact thrift store, and I believe that there was some lady in my town, wealthy, especially for my town, because I don't know anybody rocking around Ferragamo and Gucci on the reg, but they're all about the same size. I think one is like a 7.5, which is my size, but the other ones are all size 6. So she must have donated them, had a great shoe collection, whoever she was, thank you. Always want to get things at the absolute lowest price. So this is a gamble for me. This is going to be the second time in the actual second shipment that I'll be shipping and sending off to the RealReal, and I'm going to keep you guys posted. We're in this journey together. I want to be open and honest and tell you exactly if it's worth it or not. My whole concept I have in my head of looking and sourcing these items when you're out at the thrift store. For me, I was already looking at shoes for myself, so this was as simple as me looking for shoes for myself and identifying these luxury designer brands, picking them up, taking them home. Now let's talk about supplies. Once we get these back, I did put back a couple of pairs, I will preface, because they had some imperfections. This one, yes it did, but it's not till I got home. I'm going to see how much it cost at the cobbler to get fixed, and if it's more than I anticipate getting back in revenue on after I send these off and once they sell with the RealReal, I may decide not to, and I don't know what I'll do with them. But let's go ahead and talk supplies. So when we're talking luxury designer items, we don't want to put anything too just harsh of a chemical when it comes to cleaning these, but there are a few things that I just want to do as far as conditioning the leather, or if they're suede, like in the case of these Ferragamos, just brushing them up and cleaning them. So there are a few products that I'm going to use that I personally like, and I will link those in my Amazon so that you can see that in the bio down below. And they're all, interchangeable. You can use whatever, I say you can use whatever you have at home within reason, and I'll explain. So first thing we're going to talk about is just good old warm hot water. I say hot, but warm, just warm water. So I have some here in this little dish that I like to use when I'm cleaning things. So I've got that right there. Next, I have some Dr. Bronner's Pure Castile soap. I ended up putting a Chemical Guys sprayer nozzle, and it fit perfectly on this. So shout out to the Chemical Guys. They've got great products too, and I am hopefully gonna order some of their products because it's been a while since I used them, because they do car cleaning and detailing products, but the same would apply for these items that we're cleaning here. We're talking luxury designer leathers and materials. So for now, we're gonna just use what I had here at the house. Dr. Bronner's. Next, I made up my own little concoction, and I put it in an old spray bottle misting bottle for makeup setting spray. So repurpose, reuse, recycle, always. Never know when you're going to need these. So I love keeping these, and the mist on this thing is phenomenal because you're not going to get too much product out. Let me show you. It's just a nice, like, airy mist. So I'm not going to deposit too much product whenever I'm applying this to my, whether it be my rag or my sponge or toothbrush when I'm cleaning, or directly onto the shoe. So in here I have mixed up half warm water, half, oh, it looks like I took off the label, of just some cleaning vinegar. This one's from Dollar Tree. And lastly, this is one of my go-tos, and I found out about Simple Green all-purpose cleaner in a car detailing video a long time ago, and I've been obsessed with it ever since, and it doesn't take a lot of product to get good results. So this one is actually very, very strong. It's very, very strong all-purpose cleaner. Most APCs are. That's what they're called, APC, all-purpose cleaner. Just in case you didn't know, that was a term utilized by a lot of the detailing guys, and I had no idea what that meant. So if you didn't know, now you know, APC. And I squirted like 5 spritzes into this bottle. And yeah, that's what I have in here, is just some good old warm water, cleaning vinegar, and 5 spritzes of this Simple Green all-purpose cleaner. I've also used the LA's Totally Awesome, which is at the Dollar Tree, but I did get this one at Walmart. You can get it on Amazon. So next, I got a couple of supplies. This is my toothbrush. I had to pull this out of my bathroom. Repurpose, reuse, recycle. Completely kidding. Please, God, don't use your own personal toothbrush when you're cleaning stuff and then put it in your mouth, because God knows what type of carcinogenic items that all-purpose cleaner has that you'd be putting in your body. So don't do that. I bought a big pack of toothbrushes, and use whatever type you want. They have different bristle. Ooh, just clean this one. They have different bristle, you know, like toughness or thickness, whatever. I think this is just like regular. Okay, next I do have one more cleaner. This one I picked up is just a leather conditioner. So we're going to go at the end and condition any of the items that were leather based. We'll condition the soles. And this is just Wyman's leather conditioner. It says 3-in-1, cleans, conditions, and protects. I am excited to be reviewing, hopefully, once I get a little bit more money, the Chemical Guys products, because they have got top-notch products, and every time I have ever purchased them, great results, because I have white leather in my Volvo, and it sounds fancy. I drive a 2011 S40. It's a little beat up, but white leather and me don't mix, you know, especially when you're spilling coffee and makeup and all that good stuff. It's tough to get stains out. So sponge, just have a sponge. This is a magic eraser, Mr. Clean magic eraser, but it's one I got on Amazon clearance that you can put on a Dremel tool, but I'm not going to do that for this. And then I just have some rags. So these are the tools I have. I am going to put on gloves just in case my nail lady Hannah is watching. Last set that we did, she did a fabulous job, and I had to part with those, and now I'm back to just gel with my regular nails, which is okay because I just mutilated my nails last time because I did not wear gloves like she told me to. So we're putting on gloves. So let's get started in the cleaning process, and I'll show you guys what I do to just polish up these items before we send them off to the RealReal. So let's go ahead and start off with what I believe are going to be the easiest pairs to clean up and polish up before we send them off to the RealReal. These are both the same style of Stuart Weitzman strappy sandals, and then you've got some bejewels. I call them bejewels, or they're bejeweled. Y'all remember that? The little bejeweler machine you used to could buy. It was like advertised on TV, like, you know, when you're watching cartoons or whatever. I don't know, Nickelodeon. Any other people remember seeing that? And you could bedazzle your jeans, or maybe that's what it was called, like the bedazzler. Except this is luxury. This ain't no bedazzler. I'm going to pull out the toothbrush for this one because when you've got items like this where there's cracks and crevices, you need something that can get in between there to get any dust or dirt out. So I am going to just spray my toothbrush with my mixture of vinegar and a little bit of all-purpose cleaner and warm water, and I'm just going to go over those and clean out those little cracks and crevices, and it'll lift out any dirt or dust. I mean, I don't anticipate or see any dirt on these. If anything, it's just dust. If they weren't kept in a dust bag, and they probably weren't. They've been sitting on the thrift store shelf. So we're just going to do that really quickly to start off. Vinegar also, I don't know if you knew this, but I believe you can use it to clean. Well, it's a good window cleaner and mirror cleaner, so it's going to polish. I don't know if polish is the right word, but it'll give it a nice sheeny shine. Sheena. Reminds me of Sheena from Vanderpump Rules, right? Very cool name. So we're getting a little shine, so we're just going to do that on the same pair over here. These actually do have a little bit of dust in them, so no dirt, just dust. Again, I didn't buy, I've turned down or put back items that just had too much work that needed to be done to them, because look, we're going for easy over here. I'm not trying to make this complicated. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay. The biggest concern I have on this pair right here is this little scuff mark, and so I'm going to see if this magic eraser type item, little sponge, can get this out. So I sprayed a little bit of that vinegar mixture with all-purpose cleaner, so it's lifting a little bit. And I'm trying to feel and see if it's like actually like a scratch that messed up the material. And like, indented it, but I don't believe so. I think it's just surface level. Okay, so we're lifting this stain out. So yeah, I don't know, I guess I got into this just learning how to clean or like detail cars from an ex-boyfriend of mine from a long time ago, and he was really into cars. And when he'd be working on the car, you know, like doing mechanical stuff, I was like, well, let me see, you know, like let me detail the inside, clean it. And I just started watching YouTube videos and learned all sorts of neat tips and tricks on just how to do that and how to keep your car like in really good condition. I'm going to come back to that. We got most of it out, but that's going to be the biggest flaw on this shoe that I know that they would have something to say about, that the RealReal would like note once they get it, because they note any flaws. So I just took my rag and that same little mixture spray, and I'm just going to clean the soles with this. Vinegar is also a good cleaning agent as far as like getting rid of any dirt or anything like that. It's not, I don't believe, antibacterial, but germs die after so long, and these haven't been worn by anybody in at least 2 weeks. That's how long they've been sitting in my house. So there were any germs on them or coronavirus. It's got to be gone by now. I sure hope so. I'm sure it is. And to make you guys feel better, because God, I know so many people on TikTok freak out about these sofas and chairs I'm redoing. I will spray this stuff with some Lysol, because we got the germ police everywhere on me about that, and the bed bug police. Another story, there's no bed bugs in these. So I'm just going to clean the soles on this one too, and just clean like the strap part. I will note on the Stuart Weitzman, they're not as expensive as, you know, the Gucci's or the Salvatore Ferragamos. They don't have a unique item number on these, so you don't have to worry about looking for that when it comes to this brand. Just Stuart Weitzman. Typically the label will look just like this. I don't know if their current label is this same one or if this is just like an older style label. I'll have to look and do a little bit more research. I am spraying directly on the sole for this. I just had a little bit of dirt I need to get off. Okay, clean those. Let's look at the bottom of these. So these are leather. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sponge now and I'm going to spritz some leather conditioner on there. And look, I'm getting it on my pleather vest, which probably needs a little conditioning too. And we're just going to condition the sole. The soles look almost impeccable. Of course, the color is going to change because it's leather, and that's just how leather works. But we'll let these dry right side up like this. And yeah, it's good to condition your leather, whether it's handbags, your car, your leather sofa or sectional recliner. Condition it. It's going to only help protect it and keep it lasting longer for you, which is ideally, as a consumer, what you want. So go buy your dad for Christmas a bottle of leather conditioner for that recliner that he sits in, you know, or go do it for him. Go leather condition his little recliner, his little couch, you know, or your boyfriend who's got that bachelor, you know, probably just ratty old leather couch. Go and condition it for him. Just kidding. Just kidding. Maybe it's just the guys I know. Okay, so we're going to let that dry right side up. I'm going to do the same thing to this pair. This one's going to need a little bit more work. I don't know if the RealReal is going to accept these. Honestly, I may not send these in because I didn't realize how scuffed up the bottoms are. And yeah, actually I'm going to put these aside because I don't think the RealReal will accept them. I'll send in this pair. We'll go from there. I'm still testing out myself as a seller to them to see what they take, what they don't take, because I really don't know. I need to look on their site and do a little bit of investigating to see like what's the absolute worst, and I hate to use that word, but like the least favorable condition that they would take of a pair of shoes, you know, similar to this. Next, we're going to just look at the these Ferragamo ones right here. These have suede. When it comes to suede, if there are any stains or anything like that, you can use the same vinegar water mixture with a little bit of all-purpose cleaner, but that's pushing it. That's if you like have like an ink stain or something, Sharpie. Another way to get stains out of suede is just using a bristled brush, like a toothbrush, and you can lift those out. This pair is in flawless condition, and if anything, I may just like brush the suede a little bit, but I mean, it doesn't even need that, honestly. What I will do though is I'm going to condition the soles on the inside, and then the hardware looks great, not going to touch that, and then I will also condition the bottoms of these as well. So I'm just going to spray again with my leather conditioner, and you know, maybe next time I'll cut up this sponge. So once we finish conditioning the leather on the soles on the inside, then we'll just do the same on the bottom, because luxury designer shoes like this oftentimes I'm finding have leather soles on the bottom. These are a little bit scuffed up, but not too much. So this is going to be a test, I guess, or like we'll see if the RealReal takes them. I think these shoes are still in really impeccable condition as far as like the little heel, this part right here. I'm not sure what you like the technical shoe name is for that. So if you know and you're a cobbler or you're just a great shoe expert, please comment below and let me know. But we are going to condition these as well. And yeah, I'm definitely going to cut up these sponges into nice smaller pieces for me to work with next time. Yeah, that was easy enough on those. Again, we're going for easy. We're not going for hard cleaning jobs on this stuff. Like I'm not trying to spend a lot of time like it, and that's what I'm here to tell you. Most of the time, people that have luxury designer items like this take very good care of their items. And if you find it in the thrift store, either they're cleaning out their closet, that person, God forbid, they may have passed away or something, and like whoever got their stuff, their estate is just cleaning house, getting rid of it. If you do find a pair that's in really bad condition, you know, you really just kind of have to analyze it and see if it's worth your time and your patience and whatever's required to fix it. Just like that pair, I may have to take the cobbler. Okay, this other pair of Ferragamos, these are going to be really, really easy. I'm just going to condition the leather because they're all leather. The whole thing except for the hardware. And yeah, and that's it on these. They have some dust on them, but it's not dirt, it's just dust. I will say, let's say you find a cool pair of luxury shoes. Maybe you don't like the style, they're not your style, and I'm saying you want to find another way to repurpose them. Maybe they're in bad condition, you can't send them to the RealReal, they'd be really hard to sell online, you don't feel like doing it. Look at the hardware that is on the shoe. And why I say that is because I found a pair of Gucci shoes and Salvador Ferragamo. So I take that back. I have found Gucci before. That was a couple years ago. That was when I worked my old job. And I go on my lunch breaks to the thrift store. I hate it. Oh my God, it was the most god-awful looking design, or just shoe. It looked like a grandma's shoe. It was from like the 70s or the 80s. I don't know. And I looked at the resale value online. It wasn't that high. It would have needed a lot of work done. Probably had to take it to a cobbler. So what I did instead, I bought them for like $3.99 or whatever. And I took and I, gosh, you fashion people probably would like honestly cringe and have a heart attack if you saw what I did. But I took some like pliers and I cut off the leather so I could get the hardware out because it had the Gucci logo on the front of the shoe, like right here, like the GG. And I've never had anything Gucci myself. Would can't afford to buy it. So I was like, I'm going to make a necklace out of that. And sure enough, I did. So I'll have to show you guys that sometime. But there's ways you can repurpose the material when it comes to hardware. On any of these, I don't see something that's worthy of like making a necklace out of or a bracelet. But if I find a pair like that, I'll show you guys as an example. But yeah, it was tough cutting up a pair of Gucci shoes. I was like, I never thought I'd see the day where I am like quite literally mutilating these, but hey, they ended up at the thrift store. I paid for them. I can do what I want with them. And I got 2 Gucci necklaces out of it. So one for me, one for my sister. You also could sell that online. I think I got like a real gold chain to put it on. You don't have to use real gold. At first I got just like a not real gold, just fake gold from the craft store, what's it called, like Hobby Lobby or Michael's. And then it started to turn, and the Gucci was real gold. I'm assuming they're gold plated. It still hasn't turned, but the necklace did. But y'all, I kept on wearing it until then I could get real gold. And that myself, I also got at the thrift store in a lucky trip. So yep, so that was easy. And then the last pair are these Gucci Kitten heels, and all that needs to be done on this is condition the leather as well. So these were all really easy cleaning jobs. I'm going to show you some before and after pictures that I took, and then we're going to get these sent off to the RealReal. So let's talk about that as I am cleaning these. So the process is really simple. When you log on to their website and make an account, you will basically, all you have to do is just select like the category of item that you're going to be sending in. So I think it's, you know, shoes in this instance. Then you select from the list of designers which one or ones that it is for each item. So if we've got multiple items, let's say 5, you'll select for each one what the designer or the brand is, and then they will give you a shipping label. So you don't have to pay for shipping. Y'all, like, it's super easy. I mean, you just gotta have a box. Reuse one of your Amazon boxes, you know? They make this process, like, honestly, way too easy. And I'm a big advocate for them. You know, I haven't gotten paid off that first pair of shoes I've sent in. But thus far, the RealReal, the whole business concept and model is genius. It really is. So as far as commission goes, I will have to double check this, but I believe when you first start selling with them, any, you know, sales that you get for your first like $1,200 or $1,500, you maybe get 40% commission. And then after that, I believe that rate goes up. So we are going to just, again, condition the bottom. There must have been some sort of sticker. This wasn't the sticker from the thrift store. Maybe they got these at, like, I don't even know if they sell Gucci at Bloomingdale's or Saks. I feel like I've been in a Saks once, and yeah, they had like a little Gucci section, but somebody put a sticker. Can we just all agree? Stop putting stickers on. I hate stickers, that adhesive in general. It ruins antiques, ruins books. Don't even get me started if you're like a book lover like I am. Ruins them. So, and a luxury designer item on these leather soles, like, why are we doing this to her? Like, no, can we put something less evasive on there and abrasive? So we're going to condition these, and I will get these sent off. I'll show you how I get them boxed up and ready to go. We'll get the shipping label printed, and then we will send these babies off to the RealReal. Last thing that I really want to brag on about them is that they give you like a care, I want to call it a care coordinator. I know that's not the term. I'll put whatever the term is down below, but sweet lady immediately reached out to me after I said, you know, typed in online there was going to be submitting something, and she was like, hey, I'm here to take care of you for the items you're sending in. Is there any questions you have or any help you need or any clarifications? Customer service is a 20 out of 10 thus far. So I'm all about great customer service. I don't care what type of company you are or business. It's got me sold already. So yeah, so thank you for watching on how to clean them. let's get I'm going to finish, keep cleaning. It's going to take a little while, maybe another 20 minutes. Just make sure everything's perfect, get them packaged up, and then we'll get them shipped off. And I will keep you guys posted in another video and be able to review with you. And I'll do some numbers to show you guys, okay, this is how much I paid. This is how much my supplies cost if I wanted to estimate that. And then this is what my profit ended up being. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that this was informational. And please let me know whatever luxury designer items you end up finding at a thrift store. So here I am packaging up my items to send off to the RealReal. I just use some brown paper that I buy in rolls from Lowe's. Here's an extra pair of shoes that I was going to see if they would take this brand, and it's Cynthia Rowley, made in Italy, and they did not happen to accept that brand, but no problem. Just want to show how easy it is to get these shoes shipped off, box them up, and then here I am logged into my RealReal account. And yes, I'm ready to sell again. Let's fill out the packing list real quick, and you've got 3 criteria you have to complete. Pretty simple. The category, brand, and item type. Add item, I'm going to go through and search and see if they'll take the Cynthia Rowley. I found out that they don't, not a problem. So we're going to go through and we're going to add in the next item. They will then give me a packing list, which I can print, and a shipping label, which is already paid for. And then their luxury specialist went out of the way. And within the hour of me completing this, I got a telephone call and a text message from the specialist asking to coordinate for UPS to come and pick up my box for me. I mean, you guys, this process could not be any easier.